What's up and welcome to another video on the channel, man. Bruh, UFC 287 was amazing. I said in my preview and then literally all my daily shorts that I'm super looking forward to basically each fight on the card. And I can honestly say that pretty much all of them delivered. But yeah, man, first of all, we gotta talk Izzy. Bro, this guy's such a fucking legend, man. Like, I've been pretty vocal in saying this, but Izzy is 100% my personal favorite fighter. And with this past Saturday, bro, with the arrows, like the taunting his son, the dead man falling, them bros at like 11 in Miami with Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. Tito showing up randomly, and like Kamaru Usman's there. Yeah, I think like OBJ was there. Like a bunch of random ass people were there. But seeing Tito Ortiz there was so random. But I loved it, man. I loved it. And for those of you guys who didn't really know what I was talking about, this is what I mean. Like, yeah, Izzy's there. Kamaru Usman is there. You can see in the back. MVP, Michael Venom Page, the Bellator fighters there. Then you randomly see Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz. Tito Ortiz is easily the most random one. But that was super dope to see. But man, this shit was just impressive, man. Like, honestly, just thinking about the pressure that Izzy was in leading up to this fight. Like, bro, imagine if he lost. Like, people will be definitely doubting that he's one of the best mixed martial artists ever. His whole, like, I guess the whole time he had the belt, it would now be in question. But honestly, not even that. Just being a competitor, just losing to a guy 4 times, twice in kickboxing, twice in mixed martial arts. I mean, that's gotta hurt. So the fact that he avoided that, and not only did he win, he won in like the best way possible. Like, it was an early stoppage, a knockout. It wasn't like a close decision win. And the crazy thing is, before, I truly believed that the way that Izzy would win would be because of grappling or because of some type of wrestling. But the whole fight, he didn't attempt a takedown. They didn't even clinch. Like, Izzy outstruck him, knocked him out on his feet. Like, it was honestly incredible to watch. And bro, like I said before, this celebration right here, so fucking cold. Just 3 arrows, breaking the bow, just yelling. I mean, it is so fucking sick. Oh, and I just found the other post that I was talking about where it's Izzy, Kamaru, MVP. They're all just bowing down to Chuck Liddell. It was super dope to see. And then also, while I am on Instagram, I just quickly want to talk about this too. I'm not going to play the audio on this, but definitely go check it out on Full Violence. You guys can see. Also, shout out Full Violence. They're one of the best Instagram MMA pages. But basically in that video, this was after the fight. They were just giving each other a bunch of respect. Like, Izzy was talking about, hey, let's actually train together. He would love to learn like the leg kicks from him. And Izzy was telling him how he's the champ, that no matter what anyone says, he'll always be a champ. And Alex basically said the same shit to Izzy, where it was like, yo, the champ, the belt, the material, the tattoo, none of that shit matters. The champ comes from the heart. And I thought that was such a dope moment. The respect between both of them, absolute fucking warriors. And yeah, even though I'm a huge Izzy fan for sure, just go look at Alex Periera's story from like he dealt with racism to alcoholism, and for him to be a UFC champion and be who he is, his storyline's insane as well. Shout out Periera. But bro, the Izzy celebration just cold as fuck, bro. Like, even him pointing at Periera's son, doing the dead man falling, like I said before, that was hilarious. And yeah, bro, I think he definitely solidified himself as one of the greats of MMA, period. But he has a legitimate shot of calling himself the best middleweight ever. Okay, so, I mean, obviously this hasn't been updated yet as I'm recording. But if you look at the top 5, Izzy's beat literally everyone in the top 5. In the post-fight conference, he talked about a South African talking shit. So I'm assuming he was talking about Dricus du Plessis. I was like, yo, I hope this guy continues to win because he's trying to go to South Africa and beat his ass, which is hilarious. But bro, like, Izzy's literally almost cleaned the division out. And then also coming up, Hamza is apparently coming up to 185 as well. And I could totally see Hamza fighting someone in the top 5, maybe the top 4, or I guess maybe in the top 4, depending on if Periera also moves up. But I would absolutely love to see Hamza versus Paulo Costa. I would absolutely love to see him versus Robert Whittaker. And if he wins, he's 100% getting Izzy. I think Hamza, honestly, whether it be welterweight or middleweight, in both divisions, he's legit a fight away from being a champ. Like, bro's literally like 3 fights away from being a double champ. Like, imagine if he moves up to middleweight, beats Robert Whittaker or Costa, then ends up fighting Izzy, beats him. I could honestly see for welterweight, he could just come down and just fight whoever the champ is right away. Like, Hamza Chimaev legit has the chance to be double champ in 3 fights. But with the way that Izzy looked, and I feel like now he's probably just going to work on straight wrestling, I could totally see Izzy just kind of playing that takedown defense perfectly, just playing with range, just jab, just long range weapons. And I could totally see him taking Hamza out. Also, I am very curious to see what Hamza's like at 185. Like, I mean, although the weight difference isn't that big, I'm just trying to see if the extra 15 pounds of muscle, does it actually make that much of a difference when it comes to power? Or, I mean, Hamza's already so big, I don't think it should affect him like that. He's not like a small welterweight who's moving up. Like, he's a big ass welterweight moving up to what I guess should be more his weight class anyway. So, I mean, he should be straight, but I'm very curious to see how that looks. Like, I'm just very curious to see how that looks. But yeah, man, middleweight is definitely very interesting. Now for Periera, now if he decides to move up to light heavyweight, let's just go over the light heavyweight rankings real quick. Bro, I'm so here for an Alex Periera versus Jan fight. That'd be sick. Or Periera versus Ankalaev. Either one of those, whoever wants it, bruh, that'd be a great fight. Because Jiri and Jamal Hill obviously got to fight. That's the next fight for the belt. But I would love to see Periera go up against Ankalaev or Jan. And I would love to see how he does up there with people who are probably just as big as him. I'm very curious to see how good Periera is. So yeah, man, huge shout out to Izzy. Dude's an absolute beast. But from one beast to the other, Jorge Masvidal decided to retire, man. But yeah, man, shout out Jorge Masvidal. I even made a short past week talking about how we first saw him coming up with Kimbo Slice in the backyard street fights, and then now 20 plus years later, dude has his own promotion. He has his own like huge businesses. I think he has like a book coming out, like Gamebred boxing. It was like 2 weeks ago, a week ago now, with Roy Jones Jr. versus Anthony Pettis. Like, that whole card was crazy. Vitor Belfort was on it. Even the Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stevens fight was on that card. So Jorge's doing it huge business-wise now. Like, that Ben Askren knee, that knockout will be played literally forever. It's one of the coolest moments in sports. Like, shout out Gamebred. And for him to hang it up in 305 in Miami, his hometown, that was super sick. Like, when it was a Jorge Masvidal fight, you knew that violence was coming. So, shout out to legend, man. But with this fight, we do also have to talk about Gilbert Burns. Yo, also, one last thing about Jorge. This mofo decided to, like, Gilbert was talking about it in the post-fight conference, how dude put on like so much lotion and he was like so slippery. He was so slippery that Gilbert could tell that Jorge was 100% greasing. Like, even watching the fight live, you could kind of tell that something was off because sweat doesn't necessarily even shine like that. And even Gilbert kind of joked about how Jorge's got to do one last trick before heading out. So that was just hilarious to me. But Gilbert in the post-fight conference also said that he's not going to accept the fight unless it's the title shot. Or he also added that if they were to give him Kamaru Usman for a rematch to basically avenge his loss, or Hamza Chimaev to avenge that other loss, there is a high chance that he takes those. But otherwise, he's going to sit till he gets title shot. Or he was also like, yo, if you can't give me a title shot or one of those two, just drop me from the UFC. He was like, I could totally get more money from other places. He also added that he's literally said yes to any fight that they've asked. So for this to be the first time that he actually wants something, he was like, give it to me. He basically demanded, give me the shit or I'm out, which I respect the fuck out of. And I totally believe that Gilbert Burns deserves title shot, or at least a fight with Kamaru Usman to get him a title shot after. But yeah, man, shout out Durinho. This fight was incredible. Actually, I mean, it was actually kind of just okay. It definitely wasn't incredible. Nothing really crazy happened. But I'm definitely very much looking forward to either Gilbert Burns versus Kamaru or Gilbert Burns for a title shot. And as far as Jorge goes, I'm going to definitely be watching all the Gamebred promotions. Also, all the other stuff that he decides to do, I'm going to definitely watch. So, yeah, man, shout out both of them. And then quickly, let's talk about these 3 fights. Starting off with this Raul Rosas Jr., you could tell it was the first time he was ever in trouble. Like, he started the fight at such an insane pace. I 100% believe that he thought that he would be able to get a tap in like the first 2 minutes, first 3 minutes, and he did take Christian's back for a very solid minute. And I thought that there was a very high probability of him getting the tap, but Christian stayed calm, composed, literally the whole fight. It showed that Christian actually had fought many times before. He had that experience inside the cage, and I think that just showed. But as far as Raul Rosas Jr. goes, I mean, he's good, bro. I think this was a great test for him early on, just to kind of realize how crazy these dudes are. But I'm sure next time out he's gonna make the adjustments, just get better. I'm bro's literally just 18 years old, so he's definitely gonna get better. I'm definitely still looking forward to both of them. So I'm still looking forward to a Raul Rosas Jr. fight. And honestly, now with Christian Rodriguez, I'm definitely a fan. Next time he fights, I'm 100% checking as well. So, but then next up, Kevin Holland, Trailblazer himself. Dude was literally fighting. It was like, hey, bro, you smell the weed? Like, Kevin Holland stays crazy, and I absolutely love him for it. Like, even before in the week leading up to it, him and Jorge got into it. He was also calling out like Michael Chiesa. He apparently has a problem with him about something, I don't even know. But I think Kevin Holland just thrives in chaos. So during fight week, the more chaos there is, the better it is for Kevin Holland. So, and I mean, honestly, even in this fight, first round, Santiago had a hold of his leg. Dude hit him with a back fist and dropped Santiago. Kevin Holland is honestly the king of generating stupid amount of power in like just awkward positions. Like, even against Jacare, if you guys remember, he's literally on the ground. He does a sit up and knocks dude out. Like, Kevin Holland's the king at just awkward positions and just getting a powerful ass strike off. But then in the third round, he finally actually did get the knockout. And so yeah, man, Kevin basically got him with like a swooping hook. Santiago was honestly out midair. Like, he landed on his face, and I think Kevin just got like a little punch in before the ref came in and broke it up. Santiago was upset for like an early call or whatever, but the ref legitimately saved his life because dude was out cold, man. But for Kevin Holland, definitely looking forward to any of his future fights. I'm honestly not sure who the UFC decides to pair up with Kevin Holland. Few names that I'm thinking of off top. Sean Brady would be a great fight. Jeff Neal just lost to Shafkat. I think that would be a great fight, actually, especially 170. I would even throw Vicente Luque into the mix. I'm not sure if he's there as well. Again, I don't know if they actually have fights made or not, but just throwing those names out there, I think those will be great matchups with Kevin Holland. But then moving on, lastly, to this Rob Font, Adrian Yanez fight. I personally had Yanez winning. I thought his power would be ridiculous and he would be able to take Rob Font out. But bro, Rob's jab, the way he just sticks it out, it's so perfect. It's honestly picture perfect. And honestly, it's also because his arms are so goddamn long. Like, I think his arms are so long, he doesn't necessarily even need to like step into the jab. He just kind of sticks his arm out and just hits you every single time. And so once the jab started working, everything else kind of opened up for him, and he was able to find that knockout, man. So now Rob Font, bro, this bantamweight division is so stupid stacked. Rob now basically stated that he was ranked 6th. I don't know if they decided to move him up or not, but even at 6th, he's staying 6th at least. Maybe Rob Font, Peter Yan would be an amazing fight. I would love to see that. That might be a great fight for Rob Font, but that division is so stacked, man. You could literally put any two names together. It would be an amazing fight, and it would be hard for literally anyone in that top 10. But I mean, as far as Adrian Yanez goes as well, I don't think his stock necessarily drops either. I think next time out he could probably also get matched up with like a top 10 guy, and next time it might just be his day and he might win. Again, this just kind of shows how stacked this division is, and bruh, greatest division in the UFC right now, man. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I kind of just started talking about some random shit, so this is probably a decently long video. But as always, be sure to check out all the links in the bio. At least it's something I'm working on. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm out of here, man. Peace.